What's good, y'all? We are back with some preseason talk for you guys. No Way Home podcast. We got a special guest today, our good friend Connor Woodward, and Gabe is right on time.
Let's
What's
go.
up, y'all?
We got the gang with us. Woody, I got a question for you. So what team do you root for?
The Broncos, come on.
All right, so
Broncos country, let's ride.
tell us a little bit about that, being a Broncos fan.
Downhill. Tim Patrick just tore his Achilles and season's over.
So Tim Patrick, wide receiver 2,
Yep.
3?
Definitely wide receiver 2. Big man though. We need a big man for the jump balls.
So what I guess you're a special guest today. Welcome onto the show. But what inspired your Denver Broncos fandom?
Grew up with them.
So you're just
I am a city Chicago boy, but grew up with them. First team I liked.
Who is your favorite player?
Demarius Thomas, for sure.
Is Peyton the GOAT Bronco?
No, Elway is.
Yeah, all right. So that's how we're starting it.
Yeah.
So fellas,
It's like the GOAT debate, but
this past week we've had a lot of good stuff happening on the timeline. We've had a lot of good training camp footage. We've had fights, one-handed catches, all these insane throws down the field into shitty coverage that people are like, that guy's gonna be the best quarter. We're getting overreactions and everything. And I just let's run through some of y'all's favorite moments right now.
I don't hate anything I've seen from Jordan Love so far. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I like what I see.
Dude, it's probably been the funniest thing in camp so far is just on Monday, I don't know, dude, Fields threw a pick on the last play of 11 on 11s to a second, to a practice squad guy. And he's running with the second team offense. And then I just see the reporters quotes get flooded with Packers fans. Dude, I can't wait for week 1, 40 more days till we give the Bears a rude awakening. And the same thing with Love. I see all these fake Bears beat writers on Twitter, just hyping up that Love is terrible. And it's hilarious, dude. It's camp.
I think Fields was just giving that DB some reps.
Yeah. I mean,
but he needs to get out there, make some plays. Fields is just helping him out.
Right.
Okay. Realistically, when it comes down to this week 1 matchup, is there much of a skill difference between obviously there's an experience difference as Fields has played more games than Love. But from a quarterback standpoint, do we see much of a skill difference, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
Just experience alone. Forget skill.
I mean, if we're talking running, yeah, but I mean, dude, we're still waiting for Fields to show that he can run the offense through his passing. I mean, I feel like we're in the same spot for Jordan Love at this point, really.
Yeah,
realistically,
I mean, it's a battle of what is going to happen. Because we're just seeing all this all this stuff going down in training camp, and everyone's talking. The media's there. Everyone's making comments about each other. It's kind of hyping up some of these matchups. The most interesting one to me, and it's fortunate we got Woody on, one of the biggest storylines this week. And they were asking, I think Sean Payton was asked about the coaching job Nathaniel Hackett did last season. Woody, how did you feel about
brutal.
Sean Payton's comments saying it was one of the worst coaching jobs all time?
He is not wrong about that. We were in the shitter the whole time. Probably worst season I've ever watched out of them. Had no idea what was going on. Players did not seem to care at all. Good thing he got fired. And I think Ben could back it up. Sean Payton is going to bring us to glory. Great coach.
He gives you guys
what it takes.
4+ more wins at least.
See, I think it's, and this story developed in a weird way because then people started saying Hackett and Rodgers are talking about the unwritten rules. You're not allowed to say these things. They should be. We're waiting for week 4. You can't say stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, that was one of the shittiest seasons we've seen from a team. We will not forget Patrick Starr clowning Russell Wilson in the Nickelodeon
throwing a pick. Yes.
There is no living down last season, even if it came with 4 wins, 3.
Well, part of what Rodgers was saying was supposedly Peyton's setting himself for like a soft landing or something like that if they suck again this year. So it could be like, oh yeah, Hackett just ruined Wilson last year, and I can't even fix it like 1 year later, or something like that. Did you listen to what Rodgers said about it at all? Like,
I mean, I think like but like Peyton as a head coach versus Hackett, like, I mean, maybe I'm buying early, but like I would take the over on Broncos wins.
What is it
Really?
at? Like 7.5?
I mean, it's competitive in that
check.
division, but like, dude, even last year the Chiefs couldn't cover a game against the Broncos. Like, if we're being real, like,
Yeah,
the
those
Broncos
games were
found ways
always
to keep
within
it
a
close.
touchdown.
And imagine if Sean Payton can actually, form some sort of system to get Russell Wilson to do something efficient.
I think that team is just like 8-9, 9-8.
But that's better
Unless
than
things are. Yeah, I agree.
like that. And so I felt I was kind of rubbed the wrong way by like Hackett and Rodgers. So like week 4, lock it in.
Week
Broncos.
5.
Week 5, lock it in. Broncos W. We're already putting it in the books.
Staying within the division of the AFC West, what do you guys think about the Kelsey fight?
I like that.
Dude, he's going off the rails. Like, dude, just like he's like, all right, I'm gonna just get the state trooper mustache now. Like, yeah, dude, he's going through a character. Like, this is part of his arc this year. So I'm interested to see what he does.
I think Buddy was just a little depressed that he couldn't get Taylor Swift's number.
Bro.
He's been off
Right.
the rails since then.
That is kind of shitty. I mean, imagine being a Super Bowl champion and you can't do that. Well,
T Swift is an
I-
Eagles fan.
I have a theory when it comes to these things, specifically guys like similar to him, like Draymond Green, who have some sort of podcast they put out. So they do stuff on the field and then address it on their podcast like it's content or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Dude.
think about the run that Kelsey's had this with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And just being, we're two brothers in the Super Bowl. And like the whole season, everyone loves podcasts. So it's like, and we're thankful people love podcasts. Shout out to the listeners. But it's like, I also felt like that was weird from Kelsey. It's like, you're kind of an old man. And it's like, was like number 42?
What?
Jack Cochran. That was a player he was fighting with.
Who is that?
Exactly. He was just trying to make a play, trying to knock the ball out of his hands, and
it's like
Kelsey was just a little pressed.
after the fact.
Yeah, he was just having a bad day and just had a snap on him for. Dude was just doing his job.
Fellas,
I like
how
the
we
fight
feeling?
in Cleveland. Number
Yeah.
54 giving him the slap.
Yeah.
it's
like,
just
running
funny
away.
'cause they're all like, no one really wants the smoke when it like is what it looks like when it comes down to it. Like they'll hit each other and then they're so quick to back off.
Well, they do that because they know they can. That's like the whole thing. Is that people are gonna separate it and people are gonna like not want that to happen.
Yeah. I mean, how we y'all see the George Pickens one-hander?
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Dude, he's talking like, he's saying he's gonna be the best receiver in the league. He doesn't have a quarterback to throw to him though. So
Do I have to come on here and
Yeah.
defend Kenny Pickett again, bro?
Yeah.
Literally every week I've been tasked with just coming on here and defending Kenny Pickett and talking about how ever since on Christmas Day when they beat the Raiders, how a magic flow started within that team and they had to get Mike Tomlin his above.
I think Kenny
500.
Pickett's already a better passer than Fields. He's at least like proven more.
I don't think that's a question.
he's proven more with 7 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in 13
But
games.
still, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I like the attempt
For the-
numbers
for
better.
the-
At least he's trying to do something. At least they,
So on like significant, he has more passing yards than Fields, by the way, but he somehow has 10 less passing touchdowns for
Yeah,
only
because
playing in
he's
3
not
less games.
He's probably not like a 5-yard passing touchdown merchant.
So like now
Like
so
he's not like a Cole
Mahomes
Kmet,
is a
like little curl route.
so
merchant.
Fields had 8 touchdowns this year passing. So like,
I don't
what,
think it's
he's
fair
no,
to
he had 17
Mahomes
passing
and Fields.
touchdowns.
17 this year.
Yes.
You
On
sure?
like
I thought it was 17.
probably the
running.
worst Bears roster that I've like seen in my life. No,
That's
17.
there's no way that's true.
Name a worse. They haven't won 3 games since 2016. So maybe the
Okay.
2016 roster is like worse.
Yeah, that was that Brandon Marshall?
That was like Cutler injured early, and then they were like, yeah, we're waiting to get Mitch over Patrick Mahomes. That was that year.
I mean, 3 wins is really bad, but if you look at it, like they didn't want to win last year. Like there was, like, bro, we think about like the Miami game. Like there was, man, the NFL rigged moments went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
there was plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, it was scripted for the tank. But yeah, Kenny Pickett. I mean, a lot of people are like hyping him up. So I'll poke fun at it and tease it, but like I don't have to argue it because we're just gonna watch the on-field product, and I'd be very surprised if he's like as good as people are saying he. I mean, they're comparing him to Trevor Lawrence. They're saying he's the next Trevor Lawrence this year. It's like, so they're predicting Kenny Pickett's gonna come out and throw 4K yards and like over 30 passing touchdowns.
It's kind of tough to do that with 2 gloves.
Yeah, I don't know a quarterback that's been successful with 2 gloves, but
Teddy 2 gloves.
Any thoughts on Jonathan Taylor requesting a trade?
he's not going anywhere. Like I don't.
I think.
I mean, unless the Chiefs are gonna pay a second rounder.
I heard he's going to New England. That's
I think the Chiefs would get him. I think the Pats would get him. I think the Cowboys would get him.
I think the Cowboys would get him.
It's you can't. The market is not right for what any of them want, and I don't know what has to happen if it'll ever return to that point. But like, I think requesting a trade in this situation is the right move.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely is the right move.
His stock is probably down after last season, though, because he came off of like an incredible season, and then I picked him at number 1 last year in my fantasy league.
Woody did as well, I believe.
Nope.
Dude,
Derrick Henry every single year.
So we might be like more than a month away to kickoff day for the regular season, but like staying on that topic, who's your guys' like first overall in your fantasy drafts? Like,
I mean, I feel like. Here,
are we going wider? Like no running backs this year? Is that the move now?
I don't care.
I would say Justin Jefferson.
If you have one, it's like there's only one. I feel like a better question is if you had 2, who are you taking?
Yeah,
Gabe, there's no way you're not taking Jay Jettis at 1.
I mean, he took Lamar first last year.
Dude, and that was paying off pretty good too.
Did you win the league?
No.
All right, you may want to pick Jay Jettis.
Yeah.
I think if you're between pick 4 to 6, best option is going with Eckler.
I don't know. I'm kind of low on Eckler.
Receiving running back, perfect.
Like, I mean, I'm a big Herbert guy. I see that working out. Eckler's a workhorse, man.
I just feel like the Chargers are bound to just explode one of these years. I feel like there's
that's the thing. Like we've been waiting for that. But maybe like Quentin Johnson moves the needle somehow.
Yeah, but if we're talking about fantasy football, even if the Chargers explode, he could still be putting up numbers. We saw the same thing with McCaffrey every year with the Panthers.
I'd probably take McCaffrey over him, honestly.
Oh, I don't know. The 49ers have so many people.
I mean,
yeah, so I think Justin Jefferson's probably your safest bet first overall. I mean, like Kirk and him are just like constant production.
Yeah.
When it comes down to like draft night and you're sitting there and you have ESPN or like whatever app open and you're like, all right, I have to make a pick, and you're like, you've considered all the factors, like guys you get hurt, like positions, like quarterbacks, like there's no like red flags, especially because he's been good with Jay Jettis. Like there's just no reason not to pick him. Or I think arguably like a number 2 pick could be Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill, like if Tua can, dude, even what he did without Tua on the field, like he still tried to keep them alive. Like I think that, like, you know, if he had a whole season with Tua, I can't even imagine what him and Waddle would both do.
Yeah.
Another player I would say to watch out for is Garrett Wilson. But dude, you're not buying the Wilson hype at all.
I'm kind of. I don't know. At first, I was high on the Jets.
Maybe not for your first overall pick, or not your first pick in the draft, in the draft. But I don't see him falling to round 2 even, depending on how deep your league is.
According to ESPN,
Garrett Wilson's going to round 2.
Round 2, early third rounder.
Garrett Wilson is the 11th best projected fantasy wide receiver according to ESPN.
So yeah, it depends how big your league is.
See, Austin Eckler is at 1 over Christian McCaffrey and surprising 3 and surprising 4, Bijan Robinson and Jonathan Taylor.
Are we believing the Bijan Robinson hype that early?
I am.
The Falcons were probably, I mean, the Bears like statistically were the best rushing, but I feel like the Falcons have the best rushing attack in the league, especially if they add Bijan Robinson behind Algier and Cordero.
I mean, I think this was like a really good class for running backs, to be honest.
It was, yeah.
I think, you know, Tajay
Which is
Spears-
ironic given what's happening to the current like superstar.
I mean, they're just going to get phased out. But I mean, if you're a team like Atlanta and you have DR4, Desmond Ridder, or DR8, isn't it DR8 now?
DR9.
DR9. I mean, he's not going to be throwing the ball to anyone but the other team. So they're going to have to go to the rush. It's like, I don't know. That's where
they have this
like,
dude running
Eckler
routes
and
too.
McCaffrey, it's like, how can they not be good if they're going to be getting the ball every which way?
Well, you think about it in that way, it's like they're probably going to try to implement him to be Eckler and McCaffrey in their offense. You know, passing, rushing, he's going to be doing it all. So I do see the stock in it, I guess. It's just like a lot of weight that they are placing on a rookie who hasn't played a down in the NFL. Not to say I think he'll be a huge bust, but like if you're drafting him in the first round, you're expecting this dude week 1 to be like one of your like more like carriers on your team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bigger carriers on your team.
I mean, but like he could arguably be a guy that, you know, you could say is one of the most NFL ready, like, you know, you can
Prospects, yeah.
Yeah, like I think he'll be fine. I think one guy that I'm really hoping, you know, I feel like he's gonna be a sneaky first rounder, maybe low first round, is Cooper Kupp, like Mr. Reliable. I really want, that's someone that I hope if I fall in the draft a little bit, if I'm not like a top 3, I hope that's someone I can get because he's so productive, but he's just always like injured and Stafford's been injured.
I believe he just went down today.
And he just
did.
went down today.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah,
And
Stafford-
McVay like didn't give like an answer on what it was.
Yeah.
Nah, brother, he's done. I bet Stafford's not even coming back. The Los Angeles Rams
Stetson Bennett.
should have kept Baker Mayfield.
We're riding the Stetson train.
Nah, like, what would the Cinderella story be like if Stetson Bennett comes in and wins a Super Bowl for the Rams?
That would piss me off.
I feel like we shouldn't even imagine it because there's just no universe where that happens.
So, Woody, how do you envision the Baltimore Ravens Denver Broncos AFC Championship game going down?
You think the Ravens are going to be there?
No, I'm just saying hypothetically, if that's the AFC Championship game, how do you?
Okay, I thought that was your take. I thought that's what you thought was happening.
It may not. Just what do you think is happening in that game?
I think Broncos defense are just locking Lamar down with Frank Clark here. He's a playoff guy. He might be kind of mid during the season, but playoffs come, he turns it up. Lamar's not getting out of the pocket with him. Pat Surtain locking out Odell if the Ravens wide receiver 1 is Odell, which I don't think so. I think they're always going to rely on the tight end. And it's going to be a low-scoring game for sure. 2 great defenses, but Broncos are coming out with that for sure.
Why are we imagining this scenario like Joe Burrow doesn't play?
See,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a competitive conference. It's different.
Dude,
but,
I can't wait till we do like predictions for all the seeds because I'm just gonna have like an 11th seed in the AFC that like has 10 wins. Because it's just that
AFC
hard.
is stacked.
Yeah.
Why don't we just pick it a way too early division winner right now? All of us. Why don't
All right,
we just go through and just do way too early division winners? No wild cards, just division winners.
Someone go through the division.
Who is the best NFC quarterback there is right now?
It's gotta be Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
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 The question is who's number
There's
2?
one.
I would say, is there close,
I don't-
number 2?
Kirk
It's
Cousins.
it's obviously
Kirk Cousins.
Nah, see, like I would put Jared Goff above Kirk Cousins,
I would too.
but I don't think he's number 2.
Close.
Who's number 2 then?
Jared Goff.
Who's number 2 then?
Is he not a merchant of having very fast guys that
Dak?
Derek Carr.
Right,
Nah,
after-
Derek Carr is number 2. Like actually,
No, I think DC4 might be starting a new era of quarterback play.
He's never had a good defense.
Dak.
All right. First
Yeah.
division I'm gonna say we got the AFC East. It's the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, and the New York Jets.
Saying who's the best quarterback?
No, just who or
Who's gonna win the division?
A way too early division winner. Who do you got?
I got the Bill.
I got
All
the fucking Dolphins, bro.
That's
Ben?
Dolphins.
Woody?
Bills.
So I'm on the Dolphins team too. Like, are we living in the Tua's healthy world?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
And it's way too early, and right now Tua's healthy.
You know what? That's a good. It's like I just would love to see it happen. I mean, Josh Allen, man.
Assuming like he stays healthy, they are the best team, like offense wise at
I
least.
feel like, bro, Skylar Thompson almost like beat them.
yeah, he did.
It
They were
was
in that
close.
game.
Like you could be like, oh, it was like they were never gonna beat them, but like they let it get within a score.
Yeah, but that was like the Bills like doing literally everything wrong. Like they were not playing good football.
And what do you think's gonna happen if Tua is healthy and they meet again?
So the Dolphins will probably win, but it depends.
Literally, I feel like there's some sort of agenda against him, and there needs to be like a study done on the players who hit him.
It's
And-
literally 2-9.
Like, is there guys in the league that like are from schools that he beat in college and just personally hate him and try to attack him?
Don't think so.
We should just let AB do an exam on him, see what's up.
The next
it-
division.
Yeah, but yeah, no one believing in the Jets, which I think is really interesting. Like,
I mean, I'm just not gonna sit here and tell you.
I
that-
believe in them. I just don't think they're gonna.
Yeah,
it's
gonna.
a tough division.
They're gonna end up in the third spot. So
Is the AFC East more competitive than the AFC North in your guys' opinion?
No,
Oh, I
I
do.
think like on paper you think it is, but like I think two teams make it out of the East.
Yeah, dude, the North is just an absolute war. Like
The North is a war every year.
any of those teams could go for 10 wins.
Yeah,
True.
like and the Browns
Even
too.
The Browns, like it's like so stupid. Oh man! So from the AFC North, we have the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers. It's always been weird to me that Ohio has two teams in the league. But fellas, who y'all got?
I mean,
Ravens without a doubt.
I'm gonna say Bengals.
I'll have to go with the Bengals.
I got the Browns.
But
I got the Steelers. Let's go. See, here we got four corners. Woody, why you got the Browns? That one piques my interest.
This is Deshaun's bounce back year. That's all. He's just gonna bounce back, be how he was with the Texans,
personally, I just think he's cooked.
and shut him up.
Bro, I can't like look at him the same ever since I saw that Mia Khalifa video.
Bro,
I did not know he was getting down and dirty like that till like kind of recently, and I was like, wait, what?
Like keeping all of that outside of football.
Yeah, I mean, I hope for the entertainment of the league, and you know, you never like to see the Browns be bad for like 10 years in the last 10 years. Well, actually, I mean, they had like a playoff win or two with Baker, but Gabe and then Ben, you guys both said the Ravens.
No, I said the Bengals.
Oh, you said Gavin and Gabe said the
Yeah.
What? Why?
They have the best quarterback.
just because I can see it being like Bengals 14-13 wins and Ravens 11-12, 13 maybe, but I feel like the Bengals will squeak ahead by a game or two.
I just like what they've been doing better than everybody else in that division for the past 2 years. I don't see why it wouldn't continue if Burrow's just going to be healthy again.
Didn't like Jamar Chase not even play like 8 games or more last year or something too?
He missed some significant time. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know, they'll be fine offensively. I feel like it's the defense that comes into question for them every time, which is like why I like a pick like the Ravens or the Steelers, because I feel like that's a defense that's always going to be able to hold up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. even though people could be like, oh, I mean, I guess the Bengals defense kind of did win them that game against the Ravens in the playoffs. I cannot lie about that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that one play where it's like a 14-point swing at the goal line.
Yeah.
Like,
like literally the Ravens are just gonna walk down the field with like what was that guy's name? Tyler
Tyler
Huntley?
Huntley.
I don't know, whatever his name. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he could just stay in this. I feel like we always say that, like, we just want to see him play, but like, it's so much better than. Have they changed their quarterback room at all, or is it like the same room?
same.
It's pretty much
We
the
know.
same. I don't think Huntley's left anywhere.
I think they're drafted somewhere.
Where do you guys see Lamar's stats being this year?
I'll go with like 800 rushing. Just, I don't know, 800 rushing, probably 3,500 passing.
Who the hell is Josh Johnson? He was on
He's
the
the
team
guy.
last
Yeah,
year, right?
he was on the Niners. Played in
Anthony Brown? Wait, they did not draft Anthony Brown.
They probably did.
Like that Anthony Brown?
I think Lamar will have his best season yet because he's finally playing the offense like played in college and that he's designed to play.
But like a lot of that is like him running, and I hate to be the guy that's like, oh, running quarterbacks don't last. As
A lot of it's throwing though.
a lot of it is throwing because that's what keeps the defense on edge with the whole the options and just QB draws. But he's been injured. He's missed significant time with injuries, and I'm sure every quarterback has in their career. But just installing,
Yeah.
Like I need to see him just be healthy the entire. Like this makes no sense because if he is healthy the entire season, they're gonna end up winning like 12 games, like y'all are predicting, and possibly the division.
He's got a top 3 tight end in the game.
It's not
Top
even that.
one.
It's like his line and his defense,
top
and
two,
his
top
coach.
He's got an amazing coach, an amazing system, amazing run game behind him and including him. And then you have OBJ and Zay Flowers on top of Bateman being the third now.
Dude,
Yeah,
Odell doesn't
you
look like he's
sold me.
missed
I
a step.
agree. I agree.
Odell does not look like he's missed a step at all. For at least when I've been seeing him.
Oh my god! Here we get an overreaction.
See, like Odell doesn't have to do much though, in my opinion.
He
Like
does.
Zay Flowers
He could be
guy.
their wide receiver 3. And like, okay, you have Odell as their wide receiver 3, bro.
You
It's
also
like
got Mark Andrews, who is their wide receiver 1.
Right.
Yeah, you
And
got
he was
where
always getting the ball.
just imagine that in like, a third down situation or like a goal to go situation. Don't worry about Lamar running. You got to worry about Bateman and Flowers, Andrews, and then you're gonna have Odell there lurking too, like
And who's their running back? J.K. Dobbins?
J.K.
Yeah,
Dobbins.
they just signed Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
But it's like
No,
anybody
they
they put back there with
No
Lamar,
way. Did they
it's gonna be
actually?
dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Melvin Gordon's gonna be a sneaky like fantasy guy that you're gonna have on the bench every week and be like, dude, I'm just like waiting for the week to play him, and that week's never coming.
Yeah, I was going to say, he would never be on my fantasy bench.
All right. So the next division, we got my home division. Obviously, we have the winners of this division most likely this year, or runners up. The Tennessee Titans will most likely be runner up, in my opinion, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then we also have the Colts and the Texans in that division, but I don't think anyone genuinely thinks they might win the division.
I'm going Jaguars, as I feel everybody is.
Probably just go with Lawrence, man. It's like one of those like legacy defining things. You got to play well against your division, and I actually believe everybody's saying that this is the guy. He's a top 10 guy, so I think he'll go out there and win that division and just get another playoff berth. I don't think it would be easy. I could see him even splitting the division, go 3-3. But overall, I think him and his team are just going to win the most games.
I agree.
Titans. Woody?
I'm high on Levis.
Jags.
So it's. I mean, and as a Titans fan, I mean, I got my reasons. Ben, why do you think the Titans over the Jags still?
Great system, and they've been doing it for years, and now they have a great wide receiver on top of a great running back. And Tannehill is a good quarterback.
See, you're thinking Tannehill. I'm thinking Levis.
Dude,
Dude, like you need to like
Levis is not
your head straight.
here unless
I
Dude,
don't
but
think Levis has seen the
It's
field
kind
this year.
of talking about that same. All right, I could see him not seeing the field this year, but like talking about that same idea of like being high on a very like questionable QB in college, like Richardson on the Colts, bro.
I mean, I feel like he's displayed more than like. There's a reason that Richardson was picked at 3 and Levis had to wait till the second round. There's like a clear difference. I don't know if that was propaganda.
That it might have been propaganda, in my opinion, and also like the Colts owner being like, "Yeah, we actually have nobody to play quarterback for us this year, so we may as well just draft this dude." And if he's like as bad as everybody, all the critics are saying, we'll be picking Caleb Williams first overall.
I don't think so because Gardner Minshew's their backup, and he knows Steichen's offense. So I think they're gonna be like, if they play him, I think he'll probably be way better than Richardson would be this season.
They don't want that.
I mean, they might though.
I mean, because the thing is, the AFC South, it's the one division in the AFC. You always have a chance. Like, during the season last year, if the Texans or Colts, like, had, like, a 3-game swing, like, they would have been, like, a game out of the division so many times.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of one of those unfortunate, like, pits. But I feel like Trevor Lawrence is just the best QB. And I know we're getting DeAndre, but I don't have a lot of faith in the line at this point anymore. I don't have a lot of faith in the defense going forward at this point. Like, it's just kind of, like, dependent on what can our skilled players and Tannehill do.
Do you guys think Will Levis will see the field this year?
I do
Probably.
believe we'll see the field
Yeah.
this year. I think Tannehill has a history of getting banged up, like, to a point where he does have to come off the field or miss a game or two. I mean,
Now, are we going to see Will Levis more or Will Levis's girlfriend more during these games?
if it's on
That's the real-
ESPN, surely we'll see the girlfriend, right? ESPN is, like, notorious for, like, they will find her and the cameraman will just do us all a favor and be like, you know, like, I'll never. Who was the chick this last bowl season? Like the Tulane girl. I think it was Tulane. Like, it was just like, oh my gosh, she went viral just for being on ESPN. Like, they find the ones, man.
Yep. It's going to be
I
just
don't
like
know.
draft night.
Do you think that she knew about the coffee mayonnaise thing?
She probably put him on with it.
Oh,
Is
God.
that real still, or is that fake?
think
I
it's
don't
real.
know.
Yeah,
Dude.
I never really like learned if it was real or not, so it could actually be real.
I think the Kentucky boys are just kind of weird like that.
Probably is real. I mean, I don't know why you would fake that.
All
What's
right,
the next division?
AFC West.
AFC
Woody.
West.
Wait,
start
go
us
back.
off.
Calvin Ridley's back. Wait, hold up.
Calvin
Oh,
Ridley.
yeah.
Is
Calvin
back. Yeah,
Ridley's
after the
back for
betting,
the
he is.
Jags.
I mean, do you guys see the training camp video of him doing like the zigzag?
Just like his like quickness on routes, yeah.
I mean,
Still got
he looks fast, even though he just came back from being suspended for betting, which is.
I know he has a better quarterback now, but like I watched this dude for years, and he didn't like.
He's a
Never,
bum.
he was no, he's not a bum. He's a good wide receiver, but he was never like terrifying. And he had good games against them. Like the speed isn't. I'm not sitting there like, oh my god, he's gonna be the new wide receiver one of the league.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I mean, but I feel like that's a good thing about Trevor Lawrence before we move on to the next division is I feel like him and ETN and his receivers like always find a way to spread the ball. But
He's a good distributor, yeah.
to go to the AFC West, Woody, can you give us a pitch on if the Broncos are going to win the division, like or not? Like, give us if you
It
if
all
you think they
it
have a
all
shot,
comes down to Russ. It's all
walk me
coming
through
down to
that.
Russ.
Walk me through that. What's he got to do?
We arguably have the best defense in the West, and Russ just needs to get more on his feet. Towards the end of the season last year, he started scrambling more. Had like 2 rushing touchdowns, I think, against the Chiefs. When he gets out of the pocket, he's dangerous. And if he could just start off the season by doing it, we got a good chance.
I mean, I feel like that was like what was really missing. I mean, yeah, they had like Javonte Williams get hurt last year, but like Russ was never like explosive or being like a playmaker. Like it was just like either I find the guy or I'm throwing it to the other team. And that shit's
no.
not gonna fly with Sean Payton.
Yeah, he lost his footing. Back at Seattle, he was scrambling all the time when he had to make a play. Stopped doing that last year. Hopefully he gets back to it.
But are we all in agreement that the Chiefs will win the division?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Mhm.
Mahomes like misses time.
Yeah, unless Mahomes like just dies.
Yeah, it
Pretty
is
much.
hard going up against Mahomes.
Dude, but I think that like the one in Mile High, like I think the Broncos take that. Lock that one in. The Broncos are beating the Jets.
I'm gonna have to go to that game.
And Gavin's gonna have to go to that
boots
game.
on the ground.
Boots on the ground, week whatever. Woody, are you planning on going to?
I would not be here, so I'm gonna have to get a letter and see what's going on.
We're gonna have to. Everyone, we're gonna give you Woody's address. We're gonna dox him. You're gonna have to send him the scores via newspaper clippings.
Next year,
Exactly. I'm gonna have to record each game and watch fucking
He's
Red Zone and
it's
catch
like
back up on
that's
13
how
weeks.
how do the Amish watch football?
They don't.
Yeah,
They
they
don't?
don't. I don't even think they know what football is.
Oh, they
Damn.
don't watch football.
What do they do on Sundays? Do they go to
church?
That's like, I mean, I guess that's like a weekly Super Bowl.
Yeah.
To go into the NFC, I don't think there will be any people that will contest this one, but we are all in agreement about the Eagles winning the East, right?
Yeah, but
Unless someone is like, the Cowboys. All right, come on. Like, and I hate to be an overreactor to training camp content, but I've seen Dak already.
We've seen the
it's
Dak.
over. It's
No,
over.
that's Brandon Cooks running the wrong route.
Bro, is that propaganda?
Yeah, all of these training camps.
He said he wasn't throwing 10. He's already thrown 1 in my book. He's got 9 left.
See, I don't believe
That's the
any.
best
You
part
see a
about
clip
camp.
from training camp and it means nothing.
Exactly.
Garrett Wilson catch, that Colts cornerback catch, they're just practicing. Do it in an actual game, we'll see what happens.
I
Yeah,
mean, George Pickens did.
Like,
It's just we're so thirsty for the content.
Yeah.
no, exactly, and that's what ESPN does. They put all these clips out just to get views because everybody's been missing football. So you're gonna think that these plays are the most amazing thing you've ever seen, but odds on you're not seeing this in an actual game.
On that note, I think it's incredibly important right now for Dak Prescott to get it right so that by the time he gets into the NFL season, he's not fucking up and throwing it to the DB when Brandon Cooks runs the wrong route, because that guy has not been right since he got his shit rocked in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, if we're being honest. He has not been the same player. Or was that the Rams? Which team was he on? He was on the Rams? Has he been rocked in like every Super Bowl? Anyways, yeah, Brandon Cook, I mean, is that really who they're running with at wide receiver too?
They don't have Gallup anymore, right?
They don't have Michael Gallup?
Or they do.
Yeah, no, they do.
They
All right,
got-
yeah, I mean, those
When
guys.
did- when
they
did-
gotta-
Dude, they
Brandon
have
What's the next
Cooks get
division?
on
I want to
the
stop
Cowboys.
talking about the Cowboys. I'm getting allergic.
Yeah.
Wait.
let's-
We're not
Wait,
done.
wait,
though.
wait.
We're not done.
Are
Because
we
we're
not gonna
talking
talk
about
about
the Commanders and the Giants. And we
Yeah, we're
shouldn't
not gonna
sleep
talk
on them.
the
Because those are
Washington
teams,
football team?
those are
brand
teams
new
that can
owner?
win 7 to 10 games. Maybe not the Commanders are the 7. The Giants might be the 10.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely buy into the Giants winning 8 games, 7, 8 games.
Darren
Like,
Waller, number 12, looks nice.
I mean, it's kind of shitty that they traded him after him and his wife, who plays for the Las Vegas Aces, got married and looked very happy together. They said, "Sir, you have to move to New York now." Kind of a bummer. I think that New York will probably be like 3rd in the division again behind the Cowboys. I'm really high on Daniel Jones. Like, I do know he choked in that playoffs, but like, bro, it's like, what is anyone going to do against that Eagles team realistically?
Just get smoked.
So is that what D Jones is doing again this year?
They're getting smoked by the Eagles, dude.
And the craziest thing is all of our teams were in Danny Jones' locker. I don't know if they
Last year,
played
yeah.
Woody's team, but like, you know, we're all like, yeah, the Giants suck, and they beat all of our teams. So it's
Dude, they
just
beat me in a freaking 9 a.m. game.
Fluke.
The Washington football team, though, I could see them over 7 wins. New owner getting led by Magic Johnson. They're going to have some heart out there.
I feel
They
like
got rid of Dan Snyder. They're probably
Yeah.
a lot happier. They're going to get a brand new stadium. They're going to play harder to stay there.
I think that's gonna be the key part. Is like the stadium is gonna be electric under the new ownership. Like everyone's gonna be hyped. Like the first game you're gonna see Magic Johnson there. Oh look at I feel like it's gonna be one of those just good stories.
Yeah, the way they feel about Snyder being gone is the way that Chicago fans would feel about Reinsdorf being out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucas Giolito with the Angels tonight
Awful.
had a 46 pitch inning.
No way.
Bro, abysmal.
Great
We
thing.
got
he
back
got
the
done.
best. We got the best catching prospect in baseball back for him when he'll be DFA'd or he'll just not be on their team next year. It's amazing.
All right, but to get back to staying in the kind of
In
central
the realm of
in the
football.
north, we have the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings of their respective Midwest cities.
Lions.
Are Lions gonna get that step over? I feel like the Lions started to really click in the second half, and if they just are that same team, except
Oh.
for their missing X factor,
Yeah.
Jamal Williams, for those who don't know.
He's okay.
Well,
So
they have David Montgomery now.
are we?
He's a great
So do
ball
we think
player.
Jameson Williams will be as good as Olave and Garrett Wilson?
Doesn't
he?
matter. He's
Yeah,
suspended
isn't he
6 games.
suspended for gambling?
Yeah, but that's my thing. Is he has
Well,
one catch?
they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. They'll find
think-
a way to
yeah.
produce.
On the first pod last week, I said the Bears win the division. And I was kind of, oh yeah, Bears are gonna win the North. And I know we just got done talking about not overreacting to camp, but there's nothing that I've seen out of any of these players that I'm yeah, they're gonna put together a division-winning squad this year. So yeah, I'm just probably gonna have to go with the Lions, considering that they actually won football games last year, and they added CD Deuce, they added Sutton.
Well, CD Deuce is out for the year with an injury, right?
No,
No.
he was just he just got injured on the play.
Man, I'm getting baited so hard by all these bro. A guy goes down in training camp and ESPN's trying to tell me that he might be dead.
Yeah,
These
I
things are-
got Lions or Vikings this year. Honestly, I don't know, dude. The Bears right now, they're just not moving me in camp. It kind of just seems like Poles went cheap. I guess he just wants to build the team up over multiple years. I just don't like their roster at all right now. It's
Yeah,
they're kind of just hoping that a lot of these guys pan out, and I can tell you right now, it's not a good plan in the NFL for success. It's just hoping that these guys are going to be able to play at this level.
Yeah, I would take the Vikings in the North over all those teams, but I wouldn't
I don't like the
take
Vikings
Lions.
defense
The
personally.
Lions and the Vikings, I think, are both very capable of winning 9 to 10 games.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Now, I will be placing a bet on the Bears to win the division. I don't think that's going to hit.
That's good value.
And
Think about the odds.
good value. Yeah, good value. That's why.
And then
the
if
Vikings,
you could be happy.
yeah. Now, the Vikings, I do want to pick to win the division, depending if Dalvin Cook stays or leaves. That's my deciding factor.
Chicago.
But
He's
he
a
already
free
left.
agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent. He already left. He's gone.
Oh, well, shit. If he comes back, then Vikings. If not, Lions.
Boys,
Yeah,
I gotta head
yeah.
out. So can we run through the rest of these
Yeah.
If
and the pod?
NFC South.
Saints.
Panthers.
I'll go with the Saints.
Galvin. I know you're leaning towards Baker Mayfield and the Bucks as well, right?
That one seems like a Falcons pick.
I want to go Falcons, honestly.
Really? So we're up where we have a split. We have a 4-way.
Indeed, we do.
See,
I don't know.
we'll have to get Woody back on to talk about this some more because he sounds like he's high on Bryce Young, but then for the NFC West, fellas, it's not the Cardinals, it's not the Rams, it's not the Seahawks.
Niners,
You think
but it
it's
could
just
be the
the
Seahawks.
We're
It
all-
could be.
Who's quarterback of the Niners? Are they going with Brock Purdy?
No, it's Sam Darnold.
No, it's
Darnold.
Purdy.
It's Purdy right now, and then
Back?
Darnold, and then Trey Lance. But they might cut Trey Lance.
Oh, they should. He's terrible. We all saw the rain game.
Bro, hey Ben, we went to Trey Lance's only start.
True.
Nah,
I'm taking Seahawks.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I like if the Niners like kind of start off slow or like have struggles injuries wise, like the Seahawks could take that. Because Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be so good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fellas, that's going to do it for today. We were recording a little late into the day, so next time we're just going to, we'll make sure that we'll get it out better for you, maybe a little bit longer. Thank you for tuning in. If you've made it this far, just comment who you think is winning in the NFC North. If it's the Bears, don't comment. And then make sure to leave a like and subscribe and tweet at us. We got @ in the names. Thank you to Woody for coming on.
Appreciate you, Woody.
Bronco Country, let's ride, and peace out.
Peace.